Here's a question. Is it okay for someone to date someone who is 25 years younger? That's what we're asking. A woman in her late 60s wrote to Miss Manners wanting to know if that's inappropriate. What do you think? Would you date someone 25 years younger than you?
Have you ever heard of that love math formula?
No.
So that thing where it says you divide your age in half plus 7, and that is your threshold for how much younger you can date. You ever heard of this?
No.
I think it's out there in the
based
culture.
on what science?
Science, please. But I don't know, Tyrone and I were talking about it at E-Talk yesterday, and he had heard of it. So yeah, it's your age divided by 2 plus 7. So
29.
So yeah, there you go. So it'd be cool for you to date a 29-year-old and no
Nothing younger.
Melissa. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I could see that.
I mean, I don't know if you buy into it, but what is the threshold like? Because if there's no formula, like how do you arbitrage? I would never date anyone X years younger than me.
Because everyone's maturity is so different. No two guys that are 29 are going to be the same necessarily.
Okay, so a 21-year-old who's super mature is good?
That's too much of a spread. That's too much of a spread. You haven't had enough life experience. For me, I think my threshold would be 25.
25 loves
even now,
25 at the age you are now.
Yes.
What about when you're 60?
I don't know. That will probably change. I would say
20.
Yeah, I would say 20. Probably
lower.
Hey, listen, men have been doing it for years. So
Miss Manners said she sent along her best wishes and suggested ignoring anyone who does not agree with this lady. This lady that sounded like she was a time traveler from a different era. The gentleman asked whether I would be his lady and accept his ring. That's how she speaks.
Even calling him a gentleman.
She's a magical lady. She deserves this happiness. She's not of our time.
But this is gendered, right? We're all, as 4 ladies, sitting here talking about how young would we go. Do you think men sit around and say, just how young would you go?
No, it's a great question.
No, it's just how old would you go?
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I just think, though, I am on team, like, let's normalize seeing older women with younger men. So thank you, Harry Styles. Thank you, Nick Jonas. Thank you, Corey Gamble.
Thank you, Jess Allen.
This is, I love normalizing this, and they're only like a decade apart. These two are actually 25 years apart.
Are they really?
This is 10 years apart, but let's normalize that. Like I said, men have been doing it since the beginning of time.
I don't think I could do it. I mean, you just mentioned you and Simon, you had 10-year spread. That's fine.
9.5 or 8.5.
Okay, but hold on. How old was he and you when you started dating?
That's the kind of creepy part. He was 20 and I was 29.
Oh.
I don't think that's creepy.
I don't think
Thank you. Thank you so much
I
for your
also think
support.
he's like I mean, it's that
He
kind
is.
of classic
He's
thing.
like an old man.
He really is like an old man. I mean that in the most like...
He speaks like this lady. Milady. Like to go for a stroll in the park.
I couldn't do it though. Like I couldn't. I don't think I could do it. Even though we talk about like obviously when I think about like Timothy Chalamet or like Harry Styles, like I obviously can find reasons like in my imagination that I would be into this. But when I put it into practical, like hanging out together, I don't know. The part of me is like. I don't know how to describe this. I find my sexiness comes from a reciprocation of like that they find me hot and I find them hot. And there's something inside of me, and what I'm about to say might sound ageist, is making the assumption that somebody of a certain age would definitely not find me attractive. That there would definitely be like...
Are you being ageist against yourself?
I am being ageist against myself. That when I'm with Jason, I can recognize like, you know, it's like, oh, there's things about, like, we're the same age-ish. So I can be like, we find each other attractive, but we got the same caliber of flaws. With somebody you guys are looking at me like I'm speaking another language. I just never dawned on you.
Yeah, like a vixen.
There are things happening that are not of the same age.
Right.
And I'm fine with them. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be down on myself.
Yeah.
It's just that I feel like you get into that Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore thing.
I hear what you're
where
saying.
you're chasing a kind of
I hear what you're saying, but let me give you an example. Like
Okay, go.
Vera Wang, right? A photo of Vera Wang.
Right.
She's 73 years old.
Yes.
So if you look at Vera Wang and you look at her as a 73-year-old woman, you're like, okay, she needs to be with someone around her age. No, sorry, no 73-year-old dude is looking like the same way that Vera's looking. So that's why she has to date younger.
Yeah.
Because
That's her equal.
That's right.
Physically.
Right. When she was 63, she dated a 27-year-old,
Oh
Evan
my
Lysacek.
gosh.
Because, well, think about who Vera Wang is.
Yeah.
Anyway, go look on her Instagram if you don't know what 7
I am immediately going to do this, but...